Now on Nightside, Gonzaga was way too much for Washington State tonight in the kennel. Our Mia Green is live with highlights and post-game reaction.
It didn't feel much like February today, and we have more sunny, warm weather before changes arrive in the first alert forecast.
And it's a special election night across the inland Northwest. We'll explain the school-up bonds and levies on the ballots and which measures are currently passing. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Cougs and Zags clashing in the kennel tonight. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Derek Dice, joined by sports director Jack Wallace. And Jack, this was a dominant performance from the Zags.
Absolutely. And after falling to the Portland Pilots last week in a historic loss, one of the worst in the last 30 years in the conference, Bulldogs took home the win tonight, strengthening their record now to 24-2. Sports reporter Mia Green live from the kennel tonight. And Mia, walk us through just how this game went down.
Gonzaga started off this game hot from start to finish, and they kept that fire lit throughout the entirety, securing their 9th straight win over Washington State. It was absolute, utter dominance from start to finish from the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs came out firing on all cylinders to start the first half, and before the Cougs could even find their rhythm, the Zags already built a commanding presence in the kennel. For almost the entire first half, the Bulldogs weren't just leading, but doubling up the Cougs on the scoreboard. Gonzaga's defense sparked their offense, jumping passing lanes, forcing live ball turnovers, and pushing the pace for runouts. And the Zags' size advantage really showed up on the glass, cleaning up rebounds, limiting second chances. The Bulldogs led at the half 48-21. And the second half was a similar story. The Bulldogs led the Cougs by double figures the entire second half and doubling them up multiple times. For the Bulldogs landed in double figures, but Gonzaga's defense was really the story of the night. Emmanuel Innocenti carried a lot of that defensive pressure, and head coach Mark Few spoke about Innocenti's impact in tonight's win over the Cougs.
How incredible Emmanuel is at pressuring the ball. I mean, he just, every night we just ask him to get up, usually on their best player or their best initiator offense, and he's just relentless with his ball pressure, which just makes all our coverages so much easier. Gosh, as a coach, it just gives you so much versatility. It's so valuable.
Innocenti's impact was a key part of Gonzaga's victory tonight. Him and multiple other players played a big factor in the win. The defense was flying around, rebounding. It was just an absolute thriller in the kennel tonight from both the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball.
So, Mia, I wanted to ask you about just how this Gonzaga team has bounced back so well from that Portland loss. They had that 20-point win over Oregon State, now 30-point win over Washington State. How have you seen this team just continue to just keep incrementally improving after such a big loss?
Jack, I think it's the mindset that they're receiving from these coaches. The one thing that you see you're sitting on the baseline, you look over at the Gonzaga bench and you see the coaches really getting in the players' ears, really doing everything they can to make sure that they are mentally prepared and mentally tough to get out on this court. And that really played a factor. They went and had that loss against Portland, and then they come over here and absolutely dominate the Cougs from start to finish. No issue there on offense or on defense. And of course, like I said, Graham Ike had a big part in tonight's win too. He had the smallest amount of minutes that he's played, Mark Few said, but he still came around and had 20 points. Not only that, but multiple other guys landed in double figures. And really, like I said, the mental toughness, the mental strength that this team has to get through bouncing back from adversity, that loss to Portland, then coming back and winning one, and then coming back and winning one in the kennel, defending their home court, extending that lead to nine straight. That's just utter domination from Gonzaga.
All right, Mia, thank you. Several special elections were held across the inland Northwest tonight, with the first round of results coming into the newsroom at around 8:15. In Spokane County, voters in the East Valley School District are considering a $220 million bond. This bond would fund a new high school, middle school, and safety improvements. If passed, taxpayers would pay an estimated $1.96 per $1,000 of assessed property value. This bond requires a supermajority of 60% or more to pass, and right now it is failing, with 54% of voters voters saying yes and 46% saying no. The Newport School District is considering a bond and levy tonight. If passed, the bond would fund building renovations. It will cost taxpayers $1.75 per $1,000 of assessed value. The levy would cost $1.45 per thousand and would fund educational programs and school operations. Just like East Valley bond, the Newport bond also requires a supermajority of 60% to pass, but it currently has only 45% of voters saying yes, 55% voting no, but that's with under 40 total votes. Newport's levy requires a simple majority, but even that's failing right now with just 46% of voters saying yes through these first round of ballots. Later in the newscast, we'll bring you results from elections taking place in Stevens and Grant counties. All right, now let's turn to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker with a look at that first alert forecast, Chris.
Well, it was a beautiful day today, as you can see on our time lapse. This is just the last little bit of the day. Beautiful sunset, clear skies, and it was warm, and we're going to do it again tomorrow. Here's a look at our highs across the region today. A lot of 40s. Now, keep in mind, our average high is 38 degrees. We were 10 degrees above average in Spokane, 49 in Coeur d'Alene, one of the warmer spots on the map. Did get up to 51 today in Ritzville, warm all the way up through the northern panhandle. On our satellite and radar, we have mostly clear skies across the region until we get down on the Palouse. We have a few high and mid-level clouds drifting through, but not enough to keep our temperatures from dropping. It's 34 right now in Pullman. We're already at 30 in Coeur d'Alene and in the 20s in Bonners Ferry, Sandpoint, and Colville. So that spring feeling that we had this afternoon will be quite a different story tomorrow morning, where most locations will be down in the 20s. That's where we're going to start the day in Spokane. Here is your Wednesday, hour by hour. Light winds, sunny skies. By noon, it'll already be 40 degrees. We're heading up to a high of 45 with those clear skies. It's going to be another cool evening tomorrow. I will be back to tell you about some changes on the way for the weekend and have an update on our snowpack, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. The Pima County Sheriff's Office, with help from the FBI, has detained a person for questioning in connection with the abduction of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie. Nancy Guthrie has been missing for over a week now. ABC's Melissa Adon has the latest on that person detained.
Tonight, the Pima County Sheriff's Department, with assistance from the FBI, has detained an individual south of Tucson for questioning in connection with the abduction of Nancy Guthrie, according to an ABC News law enforcement source. Law enforcement seen searching Annie Guthrie's property, the daughter of Nancy Guthrie, as the search for the 84-year-old grandmother is now in its second week. The FBI today releasing these new critical videos showing an armed person outside Nancy's Tucson, Arizona home during the overnight hours on the day she disappeared. FBI Director Kash Patel posting these images on social media, which were previously inaccessible. The photos show an armed individual appearing to have tampered with the doorbell camera, investigators said, adding that the camera was disconnected around 1:47 a.m. on February 1st. You can see a person wearing a backpack, a mask, and gloves. The FBI saying this person is armed. In this photo, you can see what appears to be a gun in this person's front waistband.
You can get a lot of information now, not only off of the gloves and the front of the backpack, but also his height, his weight, that he may have had the mustache, the color of his eyes, potentially. Even though it is black and white, they may be able to go with the hue of his eyes.
In one video, it appears this person tries to cover the camera with a plant. Pieces of a plant seen on the doorstep next to blood investigators say belongs to Nancy. Sources telling ABC News the Guthrie family was shown these images before they were made public, and they did not recognize the individual. Savannah Guthrie posting the photos to her Instagram saying, "We believe she is still alive. Bring her home."
We believe our mom is still out there.
Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, the sugary drinks that so many of us enjoy could soon cost more. That's because Washington lawmakers are proposing a new sugar-sweetened beverage tax under House Bill 2734. It affects soda, sports drinks, energy drinks, and juice. More. Lawmakers argue consumption of these drinks contributes to preventable chronic diseases like obesity and type 2 diabetes. The tax would equal an additional 3 cents per ounce for a distributor, but consumers would actually be the ones to endure the tax burden. A 12-pack of Coke currently costs about $12.50. If the tax if the tax passes, it would jump to almost $17. We asked people to share their thoughts on the bill.
I find myself pulling in here and buying it, so I have mixed feelings. Nobody likes to pay taxes. I don't want to pay more taxes. Honestly, if it cost more money, I'd probably drink less of them, and that'd be a positive thing for me.
The study by the University of Washington said cities that have implemented a similar tax have been able to address community needs with the extra money. The state says money collected from this tax can only be distributed to food security and nutrition programs. All right, still ahead, how you can try out for the Olympic bobsledding and skeleton teams right here in the Inland Northwest. And later on in sports, Mia Green will join us live from the kennel once again with reactions from the Cougs this time following that loss to Gonzaga. And our spring-like weather is about to come to an end. There's wet weather in the weekend forecast. We'll get you prepared when we return. Don't go away.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest.
4 News Now is brought to you by Parker Subaru.
They're in your shower, your makeup bag, maybe even on your skin right now. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. I'll show you how everyday products could be putting you at risk and simple steps to protect your health and your family. Thursday on Good Morning Northwest.
Fred Meyer always gives you more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the app and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Discover more ways to save big. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Hi, I'm Congressman Michael Baumgartner. One of my jobs is to help veterans navigate the VA and to help all of you cut through the red tape at federal agencies, including the VA, Medicare, Social Security, the IRS, and USDA. Remember, I work for you.
Okay, I brought you guys all here today because I want the Easy Home Buyer to buy more homes than ever this year, and I need new ideas.
We could blow up a house. That'd be cool.
Or we could just keep reminding people that we pay a high value for their home and we can close quickly in 14 days. And there are no closing costs.
I like it.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
After a car wreck, Big Insurance moves fast to protect themselves, not you.
I called Craigsoft and Associates. They not only fought for me, but treated me fairly every step of the way.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Fred Meyer always gives you more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the app and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Discover more ways to save big. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
The MAGAs are still exploding with rage over the Bad Bunny halftime show. First, you're angry because you didn't understand what Bad Bunny was saying. Now you're mad because you do? Okay.
Plus, Rose Byrne and Ego Wodum. New Kimmel tonight on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by R&R RV.
All right, welcome back. If you've been watching the Olympics and thinking to yourself, hey, I could do that, you can put your skills to the test this spring right here in Spokane. The USA Bobsled Skeleton Organization is hosting in-person recruitment and will be stopping in Spokane in May. Athletes have to be 18 or older to sign up, and people with all kinds of sports backgrounds are encouraged to register. The fee is $75. You'll be tested in several areas, including a 10-yard sprint, 40-yard sprint, broad jump, vertical jump, and a mindset exam. This is the only recruitment stop here in the Northwest.
Oh,
Think
yes.
you can do what those guys do? Give yourself a shot, I guess.
They had me until vertical jump, broad jump. I am not very springy, but...
What has been cool about watching some of those events like bobsled and even the downhill skiing is the drones that follow them and get that above footage. It's
on
really,
those downhill skiers.
Fun technology.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you'll be following me on a drone on a bobsled. Maybe you. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. I would enjoy some snow for skiing, and it's going to happen. Patchy morning fog tomorrow. Right now, it is just very patchy. More sunshine on the way tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful day. We do have a cooling trend in our forecast. Rain snow mix possible this weekend in the mountains. Very likely we're going to be seeing some good snow with our snow level this weekend between about 2,000 and 3,000 feet. All the precipitation that we get in the mountains will fall as snow. This is our snow water equivalent right now. That's not the depth of the snow, but the amount of water that is in the snow. The various important river basins around ranging from, only 41% of average in the lower Snake, 53% in the Spokane River Basin, better in the upper Columbia, 85% of average. Pend Oreille, only 73% of average in snow water equivalent. We still have time to beef up our snowpack all the way through the end of March, and we're going to start making up some ground. This is a look at the most likely snowfall between now and Sunday at 8 o'clock. There are no values on this map because none of the spots where in the valleys will be getting any sticking snow. You may get a few snowflakes, but nothing that's going to measure. But you'll notice some good mountain snow, including some of these pinks up here in North Idaho. In the Clark Fork region, could be in the neighborhood of 12 inches, 13 inches of snow during that time period, with more to come next week. Now for us in the valleys, Friday will be mostly rain late in the day into Saturday, a rain-snow mix. Most of the wet weather this weekend is going to be fairly light and in the mountains, but we do have the potential for some snow mixing in as we take a look at our low temperatures. Even though we're above average a little bit this weekend, we're still freezing or below, so plenty cold enough for some snow. Meanwhile, our extended 8 to 14 day, we are in the below average temperature range and above average precipitation. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get snow in the valleys, because our average high now, or by then, will be in the lower 40s. But it's a very good indication that we could make up more ground in the mountains. Wednesday's highs in the 40s in most locations, and we will stay in the 40s, but we are going to be cooling down in the 7-day forecast. 40 Friday and Saturday, 39 on Sunday, back into the lower 40s on Monday and Tuesday. And once that wet weather kicks in Friday, we have at least a chance of precipitation through the 7-day forecast. I love this pic of the night from Otis Derrickson on Hauser Lake. He captured this image yesterday at sunset, and the sunset reflected off the lake, and even the reflection of a little sliver of blue sky just to the left of that sunbeam. A really cool picture, Otis. Thank you.
All right, Chris, thank you. Gonzaga had no trouble defending home court against Washington State tonight, Jack.
The Cougs could just not find a way through that ironclad Zags defense. We bring what the Cougs had to say about this humbling loss. That's coming up next.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Yolk's Exclusives. Original recipes crafted in-house every day by people who take fresh seriously and sold exclusively at Yolk's Fresh Markets.
Resilience. At Shriners Children's, we're leaders in pediatric sports medicine. With expertise in sprains, tears, fractures, and other sports-related injuries. We're here to deliver the best care in the business and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. Because every great comeback starts with a game plan for empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Why say no when it feels so good to say yes? Want some help? Yes. Want to skip the line? Yes. Watch an unreleased season of your favorite show? Yes. How about a credit union with low loan rates, no hidden fees, online banking, and friendly member services? Yes. Experience how good yes can feel.
Thanks for helping out today, Davis. Hey, how did you convince Gonzaga this was important enough to send you out?
Oh, easy. I just told him the truth.
Okay, which is what?
That there was a customer without heat.
Oh, okay.
And you had no chance of fixing it without my help.
You just hold the flashlight.
Well, yeah. I doubt you could fix this in the dark.
Really?
Call 208-777-5528 now to schedule your $26 tune-up.
What makes Yolk's produce so fresh? Simple. We get first pick from trusted local and organic growers. Crisp, vibrant, peak season flavor. Because fresh isn't just what Yolk's Fresh Market sells, it's who we are.
4 News Now is brought to you by Tracy Jewelers.
The Gonzaga Bulldogs continue on a very positive stretch so far. The students absolutely loving it tonight as Gonzaga laid waste to the Washington State Cougars in a 30-point, very impressive win back at home. And our Mia Green is live in the kennel post-game, bringing us a little bit more on the Washington State side of things. I know it's always hard to play in an environment like the kennel, Mia.
Yeah, Washington State came into this one with confidence. You could really feel their energy whenever they were warming up, but it was quickly worn down by Gonzaga's toughness, the size, the dominance, so many different things from Gonzaga that really sparked the Cougs' confidence. But the Gonzaga Bulldogs handed the Cougs their 3rd straight loss in a hostile, sold-out crowd environment. The Cougs walked into the kennel ready for battle, but from the opening tip, they were playing from behind. Gonzaga built an early lead, and anytime Wazoo tried to chip away at the deficit, they couldn't string together enough possessions to build real momentum. Turnovers were a major issue for the Cougs in the first half. Live ball mistakes that turned the rock the other way, and against a ranked opponent like Gonzaga, that was a recipe for trouble. The Bulldogs doubled up the points for majority of the first half, and the Cougs were down 27 points at halftime. WSU attempted to fight back in the first part of the second half, but the Bulldogs just continued to dominate in the kennel. Turnovers were the second half story as well, and the Cougs were unable to put up enough points to even get close to the Zags. After the loss, head coach David Riley spoke about how the Cougs will bounce back from a loss like this.
You know, who you are as a man it's really shown after adversity hits. And these guys, I think are it's one of my favorite teams that I've coached. And I know the results haven't been where we want them to be, but you know, mental weakness is blaming others or making excuses. And I think that we talked about making sure we don't do that. We want to be mentally tough.
The Cougs really did put up a fight, but ultimately Gonzaga's size and really just everything that they brought to the court really mattered tonight.
Well, it's been really not the best stretch for Washington State here. They have Pacific up next. That's back in Pullman, a little bit of a friendlier environment, of course. And what would it take for Washington State to kind of get back a little bit and end this streak?
The control of the ball, like I mentioned, was really a huge problem for the Cougs tonight. The turnover factor was massive. When you're looking across the court and you're just seeing Gonzaga jumping, passing lanes, the live ball turnovers were just a really big problem for the Cougs. So I really think that if they were to control the ball a little more and honestly control their tempo, they were moving at a pretty quick pace, but it wasn't consistent. And throughout the game, you could really see their energy kind of starting to change. The confidence wasn't there, especially really going into that second half. You were kind of expecting a different second half team from the Cougs, but they came out of the second half with the same energy from the first. The confidence was just killed from start to finish. They really, they put up a fight, but it wasn't enough for Gonzaga. And the Cougs up next, they will have a week off before they go on. They host Pacific. That'll be next Wednesday in Pullman at Beasley Coliseum. But for now, it was quite a thriller of a game here in the kennel. The crowd was going crazy, but the domination, the crowd really played a big role in tonight's win for the Zags as well. Of course, the second the Cougs walk into the arena, the entire arena, including the student section, the fans, everyone in the arena booed, and I think that really played a big role in the confidence for the Cougs. For now, reporting from Spokane, I'm Mia Green, 4 News Now Sports.
Thank you so much, Mia. Always a hostile environment in the kennel. And now we can take a little bit look at the Zags. We know they're out of the top 10 now. More importantly, they dropped in their seed line, ESPN's bracketology. Maybe it goes up after this win. Who knows? Zags slipping to a 4 seed today that ties their lowest so far this season with the opening bracketology. Current projection has them playing the Big West champ Cal Baptist, the winner facing the winner of Alabama South Florida. All those games would be in Portland. Now, if Gonzaga slips a little bit more and loses that Portland spot, other options could be San Diego, Tampa, Buffalo, Philadelphia, Oklahoma City, Greenville, South Carolina, and St. Louis. And hey, here's a fun thing about the Seahawks coming up. The Seattle Seahawks post-Super Bowl accolades rolling in. Kicker Jason Myers winning the Nickelodeon MVP. The weekly league-wide award goes to the Nickelodeon Valuable Player, and Myers sure does deserve it. First 5 made field goal performance in Super Bowl history. Plus, he ticked over the 200-point mark on the season, a feat no NFL player has accomplished before. So, Derek, gotta ask you, we both watched this live.
No.
Did J-My get snubbed
He's a
for
kicker,
the Super Bowl
bro.
MVP? I have to ask you. I think it was so much fun. So what you're saying is Michael Dixon deserved it, the punter.
I
So
would
yes.
put Dixon above Myers, actually, and after Kenneth Walker, it'd probably go Spoon or Murphy before
That's fair.
either of those
That's a fair
two.
answer.
But good for getting that award from Nickelodeon. All right, still ahead, we'll show you, still is a kicker. We'll show you how Lumen Field is preparing to celebrate the Seahawks Super Bowl 60 win. Stay with us.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
This week, it's GMA at the Winter Games.
This is what we've been training for.
4 incredible events.
This is real. This is serious.
Come on, you think this is easy?
Let's do this.
Anything can happen, right?
Oh my gosh.
Well, hold on.
Push him fast.
We're going for the gold.
At least they'll find us in these outfits.
I'm not gonna lie, that was scary, but it was fun.
It's GMA at the Winter Games.
You're alive. I'm crying.
Power up, America. The Ford President's Day sales event is here. Save on the vehicles that will take you places, give you a surge of productivity, and a new sense of freedom. So, head to your local Ford dealer, because it's time to get in the driver's seat. Get a 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend starting at just $27,800, plus a 2-year maintenance plan, only at your local Ford dealer.
JD is here.
Turk! JD! Ready to receive.
Here we go.
Go, Eagle! JD, I'm going down. No, engage your core, Sea-Bear. I'm going down.
You two idiots are perfect for each other.
My back.
This is your community, and your stories deserve to be heard. At 4 News Now, we're here to listen, connect, and bring you the news that truly matters. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
All right, welcome back to Nightside. Let's continue covering tonight's special election. Just a reminder, this is just the first round of results, and certification won't take place until February 20th. But in Stevens County, voters in the Colville School District considering a replacement levy that would fund extracurriculars like band and choir, while also giving money for classroom materials and building maintenance. This measure is currently passing, with 57% of voters saying yes and 43% saying no. And in Grant County, the Ephrata School District has a $75 million school bond being considered that will help rebuild Grant Elementary School and Parkway Intermediate School and partially renovate Ephrata High School by adding classrooms and a new performing arts center. This bond needs a supermajority of 60% to pass, but only about 48% of voters are approving it so far. To find more results on tonight's special election, you can find them on our website, KXLY.com. Well, the Seattle Seahawks are getting ready to celebrate their Super Bowl 60 win with a presentation of the Lombardi Trophy at Lumen Field tomorrow before a parade through the city. For a look at how they're getting the field ready for the big day, here's King 5's Eric Wilkinson.
It's a part of any championship that stays with you for a long time.
Now's the fun part.
The first time you see the words in print, in public, and hanging in your home stadium.
It's about to get loud.
This massive banner will be the backdrop on the stage where the Seahawks receive the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Seahawks blue never looking quite so glorious to Carl Brothers today.
I think it's beautiful. First time I'm seeing it.
Coming at you, sir. Just a few dozen workers are on the field inside the cavernous stadium. And literally setting the stage where history will happen. Are you a Seahawks fan?
Better believe it.
A pretty good day's work for Jason Bradshaw and his crew.
Nobody gets to do this. This is something that's just very unique, very fun. When this came across my desk, I was ecstatic.
After the stadium ceremonies, the team will board 4 double-decker buses and hit the parade route, decked out in the Seahawks' signature style. It's all done by a small crew of guys from Fort Lauderdale with blowtorches and X-Acto knives. It doesn't hurt when one of them has a soft spot for the Seahawks. So are you a Seahawks fan, though, at heart?
A little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right,
yeah, I'm happy to be over here.
It takes about 3 to 4 hours to wrap each bus, almost all of it done at the last minute. How much work goes into wrapping 4 buses?
Quite a bit. I know we produced this in Florida, brought it here on the airplane, flew in overnight after the game ended.
Back on the field, the poles are set, the clips attached for what will certainly be a banner day in Seattle.
Part of history. Yeah. We're, we made it to the top. We're here.
Again, that was Eric Wilkinson reporting. A local Seahawks booster club hopes the Super Bowl win will help them bring in more money for charity this year. The Spokane Valley Seahawkers are one of many booster clubs the Seahawks have across the world. The club had about 120 members last year. They get together at the Rock Bar and Grill to watch each Seahawks game, but its president says the booster club is about a lot more than just watching football and supporting the team.
We raise money within our group, and we give to local charities. And we give to some of the charities are Truth Ministry, Transitions, Sally's House.
Lawrence Bingham says the club has raised over $13,000 and has 800 volunteer hours as a group. The Seahawkers focus on local organizations to make sure their donations stay in the Spokane community. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
So I brought everyone here today for an easy homebuyer workshop to talk about how we can improve. Yes.
We need to remind people we are local and that we buy hundreds of homes every year.
That's good.
How about we give everyone a check in 14 days and buy their home as is?
Great, even better.
At Easy Home Buyer, we make selling your home easy and quick. No hassle, just a great offer.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything. In the GMC Sierra. Get 0% APR on Sierra 1500 models.
ShopDaveSmith.com.
When it comes to your cancer treatments, you have choices.
It's important to explore your options. A second opinion will help you to make a more informed decision about your treatment. Contact Summit Cancer Centers today. One of our cancer specialists will speak to you directly, offering you same-day second opinions and options available for your type of cancer. And second opinions are covered by most insurance companies. Cancer, it's worth a second look. Summit Cancer Centers. Integrative, innovative, inspired.
This is the American dream come true.
Shark Tank is casting for season 18.
This will determine your destiny. Help us grow this. I'm so excited!
Apply now for your chance to swim with the sharks.
I think this is your moment.
Shark Tank on ABC.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
It's a beautiful day tomorrow, 45 degrees and sunny, and then the changes start creeping in.
All right, we've joked about it on air before, but Jack is like a total junkie when it comes to sports memorabilia and merchandise. And I've joked before that you probably spend like half of your paychecks on stuff, and you went crazy at the Super Bowl.
I did, and it was so much fun. But we did get one free thing, so yay for the one free thing. They were giving these out at the fan experience. It's got the 12 as one. Derek, you got one of these too. Got the popcorn bucket, which was unbelievable. Look, it's shiny.
And he loves popcorn buckets. He has like a ton of them in his house.
We got this one for the sports office. Plus,
there goes the cup.
The cup I just dropped. And then we have this double-sided, the helmet. Yeah. That's right here.
All right, real quick.
It's pretty great.
Total dollars spent on Super Bowl merchandise.
Well, if we want to include tax, $284.
Ooh,
Pretty
worth
penny.
it.
We'll see you tomorrow.